to do a quick video on my Dutch bucket system. This is an outdoor 4 Dutch bucket system using what we have. Of course, had to buy a few buckets, lids, PVC pipe. It was pretty cheap, actually. Used an old cooler that we had for the reservoir, and then I have just a plastic box with a hole drilled in the bottom with all the electrical stuff. And it is a closed system, which means that if you look down here, I have rubber, and there's no air getting in right here. It's completely closed. And I really hadn't seen one like this outdoors after some time, and I figure that water gets pretty hot and contaminated on its way down to the reservoir, so I thought I would just make it closed. It performs well. I've got the tubing coming up here. See that? And these tomato plants actually are pretty pathetic. They were started at the same time that those were over there. I just kept them indoors and then slowly acclimated them outside, but they're definitely smaller than they should be. So we'll see if this can revive them. Real quick, I'll look in here. That is our reservoir. So I just drilled a hole in the cooler, took that PVC through, I think it's a 3/4 of an inch, and have a little mesh on there to sort of filter out any contaminants. I have a pump, which I'll make a link to. Pump down in there. The reservoir was a little thick, and then I've got an air pump, which is probably not necessary, and I may end up eliminating that part, but we'll see how it goes. This thing actually holds about 8 gallons. See the water coming in there, and we'll see. I started this project as the first part of my hydroponic system, and this is the last part for me to plant, just because it's been a challenge to put it all together and get these plants ready to go. But we're finally here, and we have 3 different versions of this generation of tomato plant. We have the outdoor Dutch bucket, we have the self-watering bucket. I'll do a separate video on that. And then we have some indoors, which are blowing these away by about a factor of 3. Lastly, here is one of the plants that are the biggest inside. It's probably 2 to 3 times smaller. It just, I think had some rain and some wind at one point, got a little cold, and you can see we've got some flowers, or some buds on it, no flowers yet. Hopefully flowers are coming, but definitely a much smaller plant, which I suspect will give a smaller yield. And then we did some potatoes this year, which is kind of cool. This is the first year I've ever done potatoes. Same self-watering bucket concept. Put soil in about halfway up. Put 4 starter potatoes, not from the grocery store, but from Home Depot. Put 4 in each bucket. Filled it up with dirt halfway, and then once that sprout starts to come, you just fill in right behind it all the way until the soil is pretty much at the top. Let's see if you can see that. You probably can't see that, but anyway, soil's almost to the top, and so they are really thriving. They really like this setup, hopefully, and they'll probably burn out here in about 3 or 4 weeks. Cut it off, and we'll do a reveal video. There you have it.